In this video, I'm going to talk about having a big dream and pursuing it and knowing when to stop or to never stop until you make it or die trying. For me, I was pursuing Hollywood filmmaking as a screenwriter, director for 15 plus years, basically from when I got out of college to COVID. So that was like 16, 17 years. And I was going really hard and just focused on that, and moved to Los Angeles and was writing scripts and making stuff, and I ended up writing and directing my first movie. Came out in 2019 on Amazon Prime and Apple TV. And then that led to me getting a gig as directing a second movie, rewriting a script that a producer had optioned, and then going to direct the movie, set to shoot in 2020. Then COVID happened. That got shut down. Everything got shut down. And that's when I began to reevaluate this dream that I'd been pursuing for so long of becoming a Hollywood filmmaker. And that was a really tough time for me. It took me a few years, it took me till now, really. So like 4 years to really let go of that dream. And it was so ingrained in me and so locked in me, and I was so determined to make it that it was very hard to let go of it. And I'm looking back now and questioning, why didn't I let go of it sooner? And let go of it doesn't necessarily mean like completely give up on it and go become a tax accountant or something. It doesn't necessarily mean completely abandoning the whole sphere of filmmaking, storytelling, etc. But it was more about just having the specific thing that was focused on Hollywood, the specific dream that was focused on Hollywood. And I think that it kept me in a lot of ways unhappy. So not just that I wasn't succeeding at that dream, I wasn't making money from it. That was true also. But also I was unhappy because I was attaching my happiness to achieving this dream. So if I wasn't achieving that dream, then I wasn't happy because that's what I had attached my happiness to. And so that kept me unhappy for basically that whole period, that whole 16, 17 years that I was pursuing that. I was telling myself, when I get there, when I become a successful Hollywood filmmaker, then I'll be happy. But I wasn't happy the whole time I was pursuing it. I think this is something that a lot of people are doing in one way or the other, is they're attaching their happiness to some future dream or goal of theirs, which then leaves you unhappy in the present, because we're just going to be happy when we get there. And is that worth it? Now I'm looking back, I don't think so. And I remember I met this director that had directed a big studio movie after I directed. My movie was independent. His was a big studio movie. And he was like, I was like, congratulations, because it was his first movie. Like, congratulations, that's awesome. I wish I could make a movie like that someday. And he was like, no, man, I wish I could make a movie like you did someday, like an independent movie, because you had complete creative control. And I didn't. I was just arguing with the studio the whole time. So he was like, it really was not a good experience. And it's just not what you think it is. He's like, you remind me of me he's 7 years older than me. He's like, you remind me of me when I was your age, like, because I had the same dream and then I finally reached it and it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And it was pretty heartbreaking for him. And that made an impact on me, because it's like, the dream is a dream. The dream is just a dream. When you actually reach it, it's not the dream you had in your mind, right? It's not, because nothing on earth is like heaven, really. In other words, it's not going to be that perfect dream that you made in your mind. Your mind, you're creating your perfect fantasy, and reality is not fantasy. This is not to say don't have big goals and big dreams and pursue them. That's not really my point at all. My point at all is like not being narrow focused on what the dream has to be. For me, ultimately, I love telling stories to other people, and that can come in very different mediums. It can come in different mediums. It can also come in different formats industry that can come. Doesn't have to be through Hollywood movies or TV shows. And particularly now, and obviously you could always write books, but particularly now with the internet, you can go straight like I'm doing right now. We can make video content for the internet, and now AI, I've started making videos with AI. Now you can do a whole bunch of other stuff, and that's only going to continue and open up the possibilities more. Yeah, so technology being, the timing of technology has a role in what I'm saying. In other words, opening up other options. But I think at any point, there's other options in which you can get what you really want from something without it being that specific dream that you're so attached to, that probably got put into your mind from the media or social media or other people. In other words, it's not really the thing that you're after. It's just one vehicle for it, such as Hollywood filmmaking being, Hollywood movies or TV shows being one vehicle for what I'm after, which is to tell stories to people that move them and touch them and make them think and feel. And really, I can do that in a lot of ways, like I'm attempting to do right now in this video. And so that's one point I want to make, is don't be so narrow focused on the vehicle of your dream or your goal. Think about at a deeper level what you're really wanting to do, and then look at other vehicles for it so that you have other options, but you're still pursuing the same core desire. And then the other point is about attaching your happiness to the future, to some future outcome. And I'm going to be happy when I reach that dream and I knock off that goal. And it rarely happens that way. And even if it does, it's usually temporary. And then you have a new goal and you have a new mountain to climb, right? So that's why there's that cliche advice about enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. It's not about the destination. And, cliches are cliches for a reason. And most of them are pretty much true. And people discard them because they're like, oh, that's a cliche. Yeah, I saw that on a Hallmark card. That's dumb. But a lot of them are legitimate. And so I think this one about enjoying the journey and not so focused on the destination is accurate. And I'm like learning that more and more, how important that is, and how easily I can just go back into focusing on the destination. So like even having given up on that Hollywood dream, I then started making stuff with AI, videos with AI, which you can look at. If you look at the shorts on my channel that you're watching this video on, you can see some videos I made with AI. Then I start to go, I'll become a big AI filmmaker. I'll build up a following online and have like my own distribution channel, like a Mr. Beast type, like a YouTuber, but with AI content. And so then I'm like, wait, I'm doing it again. I'm like coming up with the dream, the big goal, and then I'll be like, okay, when I get there, I'll be happy. And so I'm like, I'm doing it again. So you got to be careful, because I think that it's naturally human that we're going to keep doing that everyone's doing that, essentially. That everyone is, even when they change and they're like, okay, I'm not pursuing money anymore. I'm pursuing enlightenment or something. Well, then you're still attaching your happiness to when you reach enlightenment or whatever the thing is. I think becoming more aware of that like it's automatic, I think, actually, for humans. It's like we come up with the goal and then we're like, okay, when I get there, I'll feel good. I'll be happy. And so I don't think we can eliminate that, but I think we can become aware of it and just take more pleasure in the journey and not save it all, right? We save some of it. Save some of it. Yeah, enjoy, celebrate when you reach the goal, for sure, and feel good. But have some now too. Don't save everything for that final destination, which may or may not come, may or may not look like you want it to look. So have some pleasure now. Enjoy the journey now. Find a way to enjoy the journey now, and be open about the vehicle. As you go on this journey, you could change vehicles, right? You could change cars on the drive, or change from a car to a train or to a plane. You know what I mean? Like, you can change the vehicle as you're on the journey. You don't have to choose now and stay in one vehicle the whole time, like I did for 16 years pursuing Hollywood filmmaking. That was too long. I would have, in hindsight, I would have liked to have changed vehicles to YouTube. I wish I'd changed vehicles to YouTube 10 years ago or even more, 15 years ago. If I could go back in time, I would do that and still be storytelling, still be filmmaking, but just change the vehicle. So stay open and look around for other vehicles that you could take that might be better for different reasons, and enjoy that whole journey, enjoy the ride. All right, that's it for me today. Keep tuning back in, and I'll tell you more about my journey every day in these daily videos and how much I'm enjoying it or not. All right, thanks for watching.